Well, hello, welcome back. I'm a bit quiet again today because unfortunately hubby is still in bed and I don't really want to be waking him up. I'm just making sure I've turned my iron off. Don't want to burn myself. Okay, Sunday stitching, here we go. It's actually Saturday because I'm filming ahead, but as you can see, got a variety of things on my desk. Now, I have decided that I am going to join the lovely Corrine from To Be Loved Treasures by Corrine. She's starting a new project, technically a year-long project, and she's stitching the seasons. So she's doing, I'll put a link to her video where she introduced it so you can go and have a look. But she's basically doing 4 panels, starting with the current season, which for her in Australia is spring, and then she's going to join all the 4 panels together, put them on a rolling pin. Now, obviously, we have spring, summer, autumn, winter. Here in the UK, it's autumn. So there's 3 months. So I decided, because I didn't really want to do it on a rolling pin, what I am going to do is I've got a calico piece which is roughly 16 by 11, and I've cut a piece for each month of the autumn. So obviously we've got September, October, November, and then we'll go into winter. So I've gone for this lovely fabric which was gifted to me in a swap from a lady in Australia, and I've gone for this one because it's Australian fabric and Corrine is in Australia, but B, it's orangey autumn, but it's also still got a bit of colour as we've got in the gardens. I've then gone for this lovely fabric. I love the title, Sarah's Story, 1830 to 1850, and it's beautiful floral, and that's what I'm going to use for October when things are more ready in the garden. And then the last one for November is this orange one where everything's gone really brown and is really sort of dying off, or in its glory if it's a winter plant. Now there are not rules, but there are a few things that Corrine says, and that's that you must add some kind of critter, she calls it critter, a bird, a butterfly, whatever. I've actually got this squirrel that I've fussy cut from a piece of fabric that I have. You must add more flowers. I've gone for this sort of multi-layered, rough, shabby, non-flower flower. Obviously you must choose threads that work. Well, I've gone for these. I've got the red there, I've got the purple there, and I'm going to use green as a contrast on that one. You should be using some lace. Well, I've got various laces. I've also got this gold thread. Perhaps we'll have gold and green on the end there. So I've got 2 laces there. And you should have some beads. Well, I've got this giant bag of autumnal coloured beads that I got from the charity shop for a couple of pounds. So I'll be picking out the smaller ones, maybe even big ones, to use. I've also brought along some doilies, various colours. I mean, that's not the same green, but you know, we've got dark green, we've got this lovely deep orange one. So yeah, so that is what I'm going to be doing. Now, the additions, i.e. the extra flowers and the critter, are to be on the piece. Well, Corrine's obviously only doing 1 piece. I believe she said it was something like 11 by 8, whereas I've got 3 pieces which are 4 by 8. So I thought the way that I would connect them and make it all into one would be to put my critter over the 2 and to put my flower, my big flower there, excuse me. It's weird, in trying to speak quietly, I'm giving myself a cough. And my big flower to sort of connect over. And then I thought I would add additional flowers, so like I might put, oh no, I think the green as the contrast is nicer, so I might put that one on there. I might add this white one on here maybe, with a big button in the middle. And then do I maybe want a green lacy one up here maybe? So at the moment I'm just really planning, I'm not really doing anything. I'm introducing it to you so that if you want to join in you can. And the other thing is, Corrine was saying about putting a poem on it, so I'm not quite sure where we go with that. And also I'm not quite sure which panel I want to start to stitch first, because obviously we want to do stitching. It's about stitching, not just about adding the applique pieces. So I suppose I should start here, because this is obviously the first month, this is September, and I've got my calico back in, got wadding in the middle and my fabric on the top. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take this off so it's not in my way, and I know, you know, it's going to go back on. I'm going to put another pin at the bottom here to hold this in place, and I'm going to start to do some stitching, because that's what we're here for. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by filling this section here with some dark purple French knots. So really simple. And again, this is going to be my infill for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Although this obviously, if I do the whole year, is going to be a year's worth. But then I'm sure there'll be a new Roxy's Journal of Stitchery coming along, so that'll be fine. I like a long needle when I'm doing French knots. I haven't really got a long one, so that's going to have to do. This is that Sheepies, I never quite know how to say it, and it's actually colour 113, just in case you wanted to know. And I've told you before that I get this from the Woolmouse. There's loads of other people that sell it, but I've found that they are the cheapest. And let's face it, crafting supplies are not cheap, so you do need to do what you can. Okay, so I'm going to start. This is now going to actually start to join it. We want to do this whole section here, so I'm going to start from there, just under the butterfly. You could be doing seed stitches, you could be doing feather stitch, whatever it is that you fancy. But I'm just going to fill my section with little French knots. Obviously not on the butterfly, Claire. That's the only thing, it is quite bulky. Having all three pieces. And I'm sure watching me do lots of French knots is not really your ideal way of spending a Sunday, but hey ho. But please go and have a look, see Corrine's video. I mean, she does amazing work. She's far, far better than I am. And you know, my rice bag came from seeing a video of hers, so I do like watching her. She comes up with some great ideas. We don't want that there, do we? want to go too close. And obviously these knots give some lovely texture. So I might even see if I can find an autumn orangey thread and sort of feed some seed stitches in and around. And you know what, I'm not convinced at this moment in time that I'm not going to make it into more of a piece of art than a piece of stitchery. And what I mean by that is, instead of using it, instead of using it as like a book cover or whatever, I may well put some mixed media bits in here. So add some paper, card, and then frame it as a, an art piece in its own right. We'll see. I think the only thing is, if I do that, I'm not necessarily going to be able to do the other 3 seasons, because I don't want 4 giant pictures, do I? Although I suppose I could do each season differently. See how we go. So, what are you all up to? We missed out this week, didn't we? There was no prompt from the girls over at Roxy Creations, so consequently we're infilling. And that's obviously when I thought, you know what, this project that Corrine is doing is absolutely amazing. I don't believe there is a hashtag for it. Maybe this should be Stitching the Seasons or something. I'll send her a message because I'm sure there'll be lots of us having a go at it, and it might be quite nice to, build it with a hashtag. Anyway, I must stop working, i.e. thinking about promotion and the like, and I should just stitch. It's funny though, stitching makes me think. That's why I like to really do it at night in front of the telly. So, you won't have heard, just as I was about to say it, she's doing a little growl up there. Boo! I was going to say, you won't have heard much of Boo in my last few videos, and that's because she's been aware that things are not quite right and Dad's in bed, so she's been laying on the bed quietly with him. So as much as I'm filling it, you can see I'm not filling it, I'm leaving some spaces. I don't know if I might want to add a few beads in there as well, because I've got quite a few seed beads. And although it's autumn, it's nice to pick up some of the colour that's currently remaining in the garden. I mean, I must admit, my hydrangea is in full bloom still, and that's white, so I mean I could have done that. Just want to do this section here, so I say just, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pin this shut and together so that it doesn't keep flapping around and it doesn't get you know, dirty and ruined. There we go. It's going to make it easier to manage, isn't it? There is actually quite a lot of white in here, isn't there? My hydrangea, my Annabelle is white. Maybe we could add some white in with this. Oh, that's a bit of a dodgy French knot, isn't it? Oh well, it's done now. But like, I think I want it to be, what's the word? Fantastical? Is that the word? Not fantastic as in, oh my goodness, look what I've made. But fantastic as in, not quite real. I mean, I've got some of these paper Tim Holtz flowers, so I'm wondering if, like, we could build a flower bed, and like this one's different again. And that maybe, you know, obviously not there because that's why I'm doing the stitching, but I'm just thinking that could maybe, see, this is what happens, I'm thinking while I'm stitching. I think because that's the same paper that doesn't work, we'd need it different paper, but just create this complete new flower bed. I was just going to see if I had any chops in different fabric. No, but then look, I've just found I've got these fabric flowers as well, so we could have almost like a little, well, it's not little, is it, a flower bed. So yeah, have a little think about that. See, this is what happens while I'm stitching away. My brain, that's a bit of a giant one, isn't it? What happened there? Oh well, it's in there now. My brain goes off thinking about the next piece. It's dreadful. Right, I'm coming along here to show myself where I want to end, basically. So I'm making a wall that I mustn't cross. Oh, it sounds like there's a lorry reversing up the road. One of those supermarket delivery vans. That's probably what Boo could hear. And because we don't want a straight line, we'll pop one up there, like that. And that is going to be my little wall that must not be crossed. So now we'll come down here, you see, and stay this side of this flower. So I'm sort of building a wall now of the area that I'm going to fill in, so that I know where I'm going. Because if my brain goes off thinking I'll suddenly put one up there or something weird. It's almost like I'm edging that flower. And of course it's only the 2nd of September, so I've got plenty of time to work on this. And that was my idea of doing the 3. And then rather, you know, I had a whole month to work on each one. I felt if I did the 1 panel over the 3 months, I would probably get fed up with it not being finished. So that's why I've opted to do the 3 smaller ones, so that I can see as the month draws to a close, 1 panel is finished. But I'm also going to have to plan about where I want to put my poem as to, you know, the overhang and the connection of pieces, because I'm obviously only going to put 1 poem in. I haven't found it yet. I need to go and have a look at that. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to stitch it. My word stitching is not brilliant unless it's giant initials. So I think I'm probably going to either print it onto some fabric and stitch it on so that it stays being fabric, although if I'm going to put those paper flowers in and make it more of a mixed media piece, I want to pull my string off, my thread off my needle. There may be I could have a piece of paper on here, who knows. So I'm just going to put my thread back through. We're down here, aren't we? So up there. Oh look, what's happened there? I've got a loop. That's better. Right, I think I can hear hubby moving around, so I'll just put you on pause. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Right, so that's hubby sorted out. I carried on and finished the area in the French knots. I did them all various different sizes by wrapping once, twice, even 3 times. I carried on because I didn't think you'd particularly want to see that. Look, I've got a loose thread there. Pretty boring to watch, really. So I just wanted to share with you the idea of this new project and just get it started. I won't do it all on camera because obviously I'm only doing it fortnightly because of the infills with Roxy's Generous Stitchery, so I will do quite a lot in my own time. But you know, I thought some of you might like to join in. I'm just going to think a little bit more now about these flowers. So I think if I went sort of between the 2 and then I'm over more on the purple with, again, joint it up. I think I quite like that, and I do like the idea of paper and flower. And then I think my critter is going to be down the bottom here, so I'm probably going to put my poem up there. I did think at one point that I could stitch words around it, but my word stitching is quite poor, so I don't think I will. But I do like that, and I do like that. So then we just have to decide, you know, what we were gonna stitch onto the others, but they're future months. I don't have to worry about that now. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Get on with your day. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.